was a girl who loved Christmas so that all she wanted was more Christmas. So she began to write to Santa Claus, "Dear Santa, can't you make Christmas come 365 times a year?" She wrote and she wrote and she wrote and she wrote until at last on Christmas Eve the doorbell rang and a messenger was there. He said, "Your wish has been granted." The next morning was Christmas. The little girl awoke, and there were her brothers and her sisters standing around her bed, and they were shouting, "It's Christmas! It's Christmas!" And up out of the bed she leapt, and down the stairs she ran, and there was a Christmas tree all bedecked with golden balls. There were the stockings hung by the chimney. There was the smell of Christmas bread, and there was a turkey roasting in the oven. There were 5 kinds of pies and presents galore, and the little girl, she ate and ate until at last she had a stomachache and was tired and grouchy and had to be sent up to bed. But when she laid her head on the pillow, she thought, "This has been the best Christmas ever." Until the next morning when she awoke, and there were her brothers and her sisters standing around her bed, and they were shouting, "It's Christmas! It's Christmas!" "But it can't be Christmas," she said. "It was Christmas yesterday." "But it is," they said. "Come and see." And out of the bed she leapt, and down the stairs she ran, and there was the Christmas tree all bedecked with golden balls. There were the stockings hung by the chimney, and there was the smell of Christmas bread. There was the turkey roasted in the oven. There were the presents with ribbons galore, and there was more to eat, and a worse stomachache, and more tired, and more grouchy, until she had to be sent up to bed. And when she laid her head on the pillow, she thought, "This has been the best Christmas ever." Until the next morning when she awoke, and there were her brothers and her sisters standing around her bed, and they were shouting, "It's Christmas! It's Christmas!" And it was Christmas that day, and the next day, the next day, and the next, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next. It was Christmas every day. And people started to lose their Christmas spirit. Instead of giving you a present, they said, "Here, take it." And they no longer gave you new presents. They gave you the old presents, just wrapped it up again. And then they started to run out of things. There were no more Christmas turkeys. Instead, they glued hot dogs together, and all the holidays became Christmas. There was no Valentine's Day. There was no April Fool's Day. There was no 4th of July. And the 4th of July, instead of skyrockets, they found there were Christmas candy canes. It was too much Christmas. And the little girl, she took her Christmas money, those dollar bills that her grandma had been sending her every day, and decided to buy herself a brand new present. So she went to the mall, and when she got in the elevator and pushed the button, it started that Christmas music. And it was Alvin and the Chipmunks, and they were all squeaky and scratchy because they had been singing for years and years and years, it seemed. And she couldn't stand it anymore. It had to stop. So she went to the telephone and dialed the operator. "Connect me to the North Pole. This is an emergency." "North Pole Central, may I help you?" "Yes, this is the girl who wished for Christmas. I want to take my wish back. It's too much Christmas. Let me speak to Santa Claus." "I'm sorry, dear, but Santa is no longer here. He sold Christmas to Hasbro, Geppetto, and Toys R Us. Santa bought a condo in Miami Beach and is retired." "What? Santa Claus retired? Christmas sold to the corporations? No! Something had to be done, and the little girl knew what she had to do. She went to the airport and used her Christmas money to buy a ticket to Florida. And then she walked along South Beach until she spotted him, a fat old man with a sunburnt belly and a little red velvet bikini, lying on a chaise lounge. "Santa Claus! Santa Claus! I'm the little girl who wished for Christmas every day. I want to take my wish back." No, it's not me. It's not me. I'm just an old man who looks like him. I'm someone else. I'm not me. No, I recognize you." And Santa Claus reached over and wiped away a tear from her cheek and said, "Darling, I would if I could, but I can't because it's the reindeer. They're suffering from nervous exhaustion. I had to put them in a nursing home. But if you could make them fly, I'd try." And so the little girl, she ran up the hill to the nursing home. She found the reindeer lying in bed on their backs with their hooves stuck up towards the ceilings. "Up Donna, up Blitzen, up Rudolph, come on, guys, listen." But all they did was And so the little girl, she had to go home, not knowing if her trip had done any good at all. And every day she prayed, please make it the way it used to be, until the year of Christmas was over and the whole world fell back into a silent exhaustion. And still the little girl prayed, please, until at last the year was done and it was Christmas Eve all over again. Please, please, she said as she laid her head on the pillow, make it the way it used to be. And then, somewhere, in the middle of the night, in the middle of her dreams, she was sure she heard, ho, 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 ho! And out of the bed she leapt and ran into the window, and looking up in the sky, there she saw Santa Claus and his team of reindeer flying around the world, bringing toys to good little girls and boys. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! And it was Christmas! Christmas had come again that year, and that's the way it's been ever since. That Christmas comes just once a year, because once a year is Christmas enough for everyone.